This is KRT, Critical Race Theory. It's not the one they teach in law school, but the one banned in public schools. Before we get started, I want to thank my generous supporter, Tom Slick. There's a lynching memorial that opened last May in Montgomery, Alabama. It has exposed the barbarism and savagery of white supremacy in the post-Civil War South. The memorial lists thousands of people across the country, many of them tortured, all of them murdered, for any reason the white mob could devise, like chewing gum, petting a dog, and the number one reason, looking at a white woman, or for no reason at all. The documented tally in Georgia was 637. Most people don't know about these crimes, and some can't forget about them. But from the time of Reconstruction until well into the 20th century, these horrors were and remain part of our story. The National Memorial for Peace and Justice in Montgomery, Alabama, commemorates the deaths of these and 5,000 other people taken by mobs that hanged, shot, or burned their victims to death. Sometimes they did all three. Mary Turner was one of them. It was May 19th, 1918. A lynch mob in Brooks County, Georgia, had already tortured and killed 8 black men in 2 days. It was retaliation for the shooting death of a white farmer. Mary Turner's husband, Hayes Turner, had been lynched the day before. Hayes Turner was accused of being an accomplice in the killing of Hampton Smith, a notorious white farmer who was well known for his abuse of black farm workers. Mr. Smith would bail out black people accused of petty crimes out of jail and then require them to work off the fine at his farm. Many black people during this time were lynched based on mere accusations of murder against white people. The same was true here, as at least 7 confirmed black individuals were lynched by the white mob in response to Hampton Smith's death, inflicting community-wide racial terror violence. What happened to Hayes Turner and what would happen to Mary reflected the brutal social order of the day. Here's where Mary got in trouble. She had the audacity to argue that her husband was not involved in the murder and saying that she would report the names of the men who killed him, or as the media reported at the time, making unwise remarks. Mrs. Turner was grieving and spoke out against her husband's death, promising to take legal action. She went Denzel on them. Oh, you mother effers. Okay, all right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You're going to be playing basketball in Pelican Bay. Shoe program. I digress. This enraged the white mob, so they made an example out of Mrs. Turner, despite having no reason to fear actual legal repercussions from her promise, as black people at the time were not afforded judicial process. As the mob carried Mary Turner to the Little River, which serves as the border of Brooks and Lowndes County, they took her past the tree where they mutilated and then hanged her husband. His body was still suspended there. Near the Folsom Bridge, they hung Mary Turner upside down by her ankles across the sturdy limb of an oak tree. Then they doused her body with gasoline and burned her clothes off. No one knows for sure whether she was still alive after the mob burned her clothes off, but that hardly mattered. Neither did it matter that Mary Turner was 8 months pregnant. As her body hung from the tree, someone took a knife, the kind they use for splitting hogs, and split Mary Turner's abdomen open. Her baby fell to the ground and cried. Then a member of the mob crushed the baby's head. Others in the mob shot Mary Turner's body hundreds of times. Some say lynching is about black people not knowing their place, which is subordinate to whites. In spectacle lynchings, it was about sending a signal to the black community about knowing their place and putting them there. The signal is, this is what we'll do to you if you get out of place, and there's no power that will come to your rescue. In other words, don't be an uppity Negro. On May 22nd, Sidney Johnson, who had killed Hampton Smith, was discovered holed up in a house in Valdosta. He died in a shootout with the police, but a mob still stormed the house. They mutilated Johnson's body, put a rope around his neck, and used a car to drag the corpse down the busiest street in town. They finally tied what was left of the body to a tree and burned it. That'll teach 'em. In all, 13 people had died in perhaps the largest instance of mob violence in Georgia. This has been Critical Race Theory. I want to give a shout out to Mr. KGB1 for help with research on this story. Please like and subscribe, leave a super thanks or buy me a coffee, and share this video with your friends and family. We'll see you next time.